a show about nerds and culture. Hey, you.
Oh my god.
I'm your host, Brian motherfucking Barnett. That's my middle name.
I'm
I
Josh
didn't reveal it
Mobley.
until now.
I'm Chris Shriver.
Also, I should probably tell you that I'm having a vodka and Coke. So
Ooh.
Oh, I can't drink vodka.
I don't really
No?
like it either.
Yeah,
No.
I get
It
very ill if I drink vodka.
rum and Coke? Oh yeah, all day.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if we had any rum left, I would have done that. But we're plumb out.
Brian, where's all the rum gone?
It went into my belly, and then when I went to try to go get some on Sunday, they were closed because it's Texas, and a place that likes to pretend that it's God's country.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Well, okay.
It likes to pretend in a lot of dumb, superficial ways that it's God's country, and then in other ways, it screams that it is the devil's country.
Yes.
So there's that. But yeah, so we got a lot of stuff to talk about this week. We've got the PlayStation Showcase to talk about. I've got a review that I'm very, very excited to get into. However, let's start this show off with a fine story from one Christopher Shriver.
So we talk a lot on the show about the problems that we have with the PS5, and like this really just fucking this really grinds my gears.
All right.
So I'm gonna
Let the gear grinding begin.
we were just talking about the PS5 before you even arrived. So
Oh,
Yeah, that's true.
so I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but if you have a PS5 and you are not a PlayStation Plus member, your cloud saves, or you don't have cloud saves. You can't make backup copies of your game data for any progress that you have in a game.
So do they just hold your cloud saves hostage if your subscription lapses?
Yep. You also can't put it on an external USB.
Wait, you can't move your saves at all?
You can't. The only move that you could do is if you had PlayStation Plus, were a current subscriber, had autosave backups enabled, and replicated it up to the cloud. If you were not a PlayStation Plus subscriber, you're fucked. Like, you just lose it if anything happens to your console. So
Is that true of Xbox as well?
I don't know, and I wanted to check.
I'm gonna look this up while you talk about this.
So Jess, as you guys know, has been playing Final Fantasy X. It's a PS4 game.
Okay, so this is about what I just. So when we had to we had to do something for the show and we needed to start over or something like that while we were waiting, I popped on Twitter and I saw this. So
yeah,
I was like, yeah, oh, this is okay.
So Final Fantasy X and X-2 on PS4. She's been playing them on the PS5. Today, while she was playing, we had a random power outage. And at first the concern was, oh man, I've been playing for 3 hours. I just lost all the progress that I made because I hadn't hit a save point. She was just grinding. She was at the end of the game. The option, the next story mission was defeat Sin. And was trying to get all the ultimate weapons. Was just grinding everything out, all the final missions that you do in that game. So we were like, oh man, that sucks. She lost that progress she did today. Goes to turn on the PS5 after the power comes back. It was only out for 10 minutes. And she's at that save. She's in the safe menu. Or safe mode menu, I should say. And there are a couple options that come up. The only option that was available was number 7, which is reset this PS5 to factory default. No matter what I did, I could not get it out of that menu, out of that section. And when it's in that state, you can't get anything off of it. So the only option I had to get the PS5 working again was to set it up as if it was a brand new PS5.
Ugh.
And then you go to... you go through the whole thing, you sign into the account, you go to download the saves, and they're not there. because they don't do any cloud backups for anybody who's not a PS Plus subscriber, which she's not because she doesn't play on any online games because she only plays JRPGs and Crash Bandicoot.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, ScreenRant.com, October 14th, 2020. Microsoft has confirmed it will make cloud saves free to use on Xbox consoles, removing the need for an active Xbox Live Gold membership.
There you go.
Feels
Nice.
fucking bad, man.
So not only like,
And that's a long ass game.
that's a long ass game. She's been playing it for like 2
It
or 3
is.
weeks and like sinking like several hours into it per session whenever she plays. Like that's just how she gets whenever she's really into something.
Yeah.
The other kick in the nuts was I was like, I know she's played this on PS3 when we first started dating, and on PS4 at some point after that, like when they ported it to PS4. And I was like, so she's got to have a save somewhere with at least some content in it, so like she doesn't have to start all the way from the beginning. I booted up the PS4 Pro, the Uncharted. That's why this looks like a mess back here. The PS4 Pro, the Uncharted PS4, and the PS3. And none of them have her save data on it because it was her PS3, not mine, that she played it on, and we got rid of. And it was on another PS4 that I think my dad has it now at his place. Wow. Like in the basement for the kids. Which like was factory reset. Like there's nothing on it, like all that good stuff. Because I was like, oh, well, we don't need anything on this anymore because, you know. So she like as I walked in here,
sucks.
yeah, I walked in
F's
here
in chat.
and was like, I was like, look, like I looked at everywhere, like we don't have any saves. She was like, okay, and with that, like I looked out of the living room and I just saw the opening like intro sequence, like she's
She's just doing it again.
she's just doing it again.
Oh my god,
on
what
the
a trooper.
PS5.
Yeah,
What a
You have
trooper.
a Series X. Why not just buy it there?
Yeah.
Or it's on like Game Pass.
It's on
or
Game
something,
Pass.
right?
Yeah. Better tell her.
I'm going
She's
to.
like, yeah.
But,
Going to. I feel like you need to tell her no right now.
I mean, I'll DM her right now.
She's getting through Zanarkand. You need to just stop
You
that.
need to just play it on
nip that in the
Xbox
butt right quick.
because then you'll have your cloud saves,
Yeah.
even if you don't have it.
you know what it is though? She hates the controller. Like she's been a
Really?
she's been a PlayStation person her entire life. Like
I mean, so have I.
she just no, you haven't.
Yes,
No,
I have.
No, you haven't.
I played 360 for a little
She's
bit
played-
and then sold it to get a PS3.
No. But like, when I tell you, like, she's
Like
played.
she's never had an Xbox.
She's played
ever?
one game on Xbox, and I think it was Moving Out with me. Like, I think that's the only Xbox game she's really played.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
And Rayman Origins.
I would have agreed in the 360 PS3 generation because the PS3 controller, in my opinion, is like just better. Like that's I think an unpopular opinion because the 360 controller became the default for PC for a long time. But indeed, some people still prefer it over the modern Xbox controller, which is fine. It's got a shitty D-pad, but whatever.
Yeah.
Everything else about it is pretty good. And then the triggers got better with the Xbox One, and then the D-pad got better with the Series X. So it's
See if
Yeah,
turning
it-
this down helps at all.
this is actually something that we were talking about earlier is because like I really like I was talking to Josh before we started recording and I've been thinking just full disclosure I have a GTX 1070 in my PC. I've been a PC gamer for a while now, for like I guess half of the last generation. I mean it was if you've listened to the show for a long period of time, like because at the beginning of the generation I was PS4 everything. And then like somewhere along the line, I pivoted back to PC.
Yeah.
And it's really nice to be able to plug in the DualSense to my PC and get that haptic feedback, to get that like really accurate, precise, kind of rumble in specific games. Because there is actually a considerable amount of DualSense support on Steam games, which is crazy to me, but it's true.
I think that's cool.
But when I'm playing games like Guilty Gear, I can actually switch to my Series X controller where it's like way more comfortable for me and it's easy, or Dragon Ball Fighters where I can get like all my directional inputs like on a really precision D-pad. And you just don't have that flexibility of choice on consoles. And I was just telling Josh, I was like, man, like with games like Bloodborne and, you know, Final Fantasy VII Remake and Deathloop and, you know, fighting games like Guilty Gear being all console exclusive to PlayStation, I'm never not going to have a PlayStation because that's where a lot of stuff that I love lives.
I mean,
for
to be
better and for worse.
To be fair, though, like, I think all three of us really are in the same boat with that. Like, I think we like video games too much to not own all of the things.
Just have access.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like just
Yeah.
not have to worry about it. Like, it's like, yes, I have the PS5 if I want to play the thing on it. Like, I feel like that's like a non-starter at this point. Like,
Sure.
for us.
Sure. But for as somebody who, in addition to, and this is like not the same situation that the two of you are in, so I'm curious to hear what you think about it. But as someone for whom like I get review codes sent to me and I have options of like where I can request them. I cover things for guides that I need to set things up with capture cards and all this sort of stuff. I need to get gameplay. I need to be able to take screenshots and all this sort of stuff. Like,
I mean, all that stuff's just easier to do on a PC.
Yeah. But like now that I have my capture card, it's pretty easy to do it with anything.
Yeah.
But it then comes down to the, you know, it makes things way easier if I just have a multi-platform designated. So because like Deathloop, if I get Deathloop, it's going to be PC or PS5. If I get, you know, whatever, it's going to be, you know, exclusive stuff is going to come to Game Pass. So I don't even need to worry about that. But for the rest of it, it's like, okay, do I want to play this on PC where it's not going to run as well, but I don't really have to worry about future-proofing or backwards compatibility because PC just kind of handles that for me. Or do I want to play it on the PS5 where things are more curated, it's more likely to run super smoothly and all that sort of stuff, but I don't have option for my input really. I have to use the DualSense or, you know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's come down to this thing of like, I have a few games that I need to tell people what platform I want codes for, and I'm not really sure what to say. And that's a very me problem. That's not a problem that a lot of people have to deal with.
Right.
But it is like kind of a struggle for me because I'm like,
I feel like at the end of the day, you're just going to end up asking for Xbox codes if they're available. Like I feel like that's just the easiest thing for you at this point. Like you've said it time and time again that you don't like the DualSense. And unfortunately, like right now, that is the only PS5 controller you can use. Even like third-party adjacent ones have the same body style.
I was gonna say third-party ones typically have registered as PS4 controllers. I don't know if they making like
there's one brand that is making PS5 controllers, and they look like reskinned DualSenses. Like I think that's the only difference really. But for the most part, like I know Astro has one in the pipeline, but like they haven't.
I'm assuming there will be an Astro one. I'm assuming there will be a Razer one at some point.
Yeah.
If I can get a PS5 controller that basically is just like a Series X controller, maybe I'll do that. I haven't used a third-party controller in literally generations.
I mean, it's also like that conversation is a lot different now than it was like on the GameCube and like PS2. Like it's not like you're getting a Mad Catz
most
controller.
of those were awful,
right?
Yeah.
That like, you know, your cousin uses when they come over. Like now it's
and even Mad Catz is different because now Mad Catz makes some of the best arcade sticks you can buy.
Right.
Like which is
the whole
like
landscape
come a long way.
Is different than it was.
Yeah.
But like right now, like you're just kind of stuck. Like it's like you get the DualSense or you play somewhere or with something else. Like that's just it. And you know what else it honestly really sucks for is accessibility. Like people are like really kind of fucked if they want to play on PS5 right now.
Yeah.
Which is a shame. But
whereas Xbox has this like this has been a thing for a while. Like, and as much as a mega corporation can have the quote unquote moral high ground, like Microsoft kind of has it. Like
They do,
you know,
like, and they make it hard for, like, if you're like, I was trying to defend the PS5 for as long as I possibly could. Like,
yeah,
they have not made it better. They haven't made it easier. Christ, after all this, with all the save data shit, like, I was on my account while downloading like PS4 updates and PS5 updates, because now I got to re-download everything. So that's all going. And then I go into my account and I'm trying to grab my save data, and it's like, okay, select all. Move over to the download button, and it just doesn't do anything. And I'm like, cool, guess I have to just wait to do this.
I've had that issue too, and again, it's like another one of those Xbox things where I like when I just boot up the game, even if it's on a completely different console, it just automatically is like syncs my data.
Well,
and then it's like, there you go.
And I'll do you one better. So
it's smart delivery, but for everything.
This weekend, I installed the dev kit mode on the Series X, and I was like playing with RetroArch for a little bit, and I installed an application that somebody recommended that it was like this like safe exit app that it apparently, like, I don't know, it made it easier for you to like not mess up your dev mode config. There was something wrong with the app. So I installed this thing, and then my Series X got caught in this boot loop, and I was like, all right, like, I can't get into anything at this point. I unplugged the thing, plugged it back in, held down the power button for 5 seconds, and then all of a sudden it reinstalled the OS. And when after it did that, though, it was like, oh, I see that you had a Series X before. Do you want us to reinstall everything that you had installed, download all your save data, and sign into your account with all your preferences and everything? No problem. And it literally did it in like minutes. And then I just like let the downloads ride. And I was like, that was fucking incredible. I can't believe how easy that was. And I come into this thing and I'm ready to hurl it into a fucking volcano. Like, I'm so frustrated at this point with how all of this has been handled.
I love that. I didn't even know that was a thing.
I didn't know it was a thing. I was just like, let's see what happens. And it went through. I was like, that was so fucking seamless. Like, that was so easy. I don't know. I don't know if any other product that is that idiot proof.
It's really crazy how hard PlayStation is chasing me into the arms of Xbox.
I know.
Mm-hmm. And the thing that sucks is that, like, none of the exclusives that I care about on Xbox are there yet. Like, it's like, it's gonna be Halo Infinite, Redfall because it's Arcane.
Yeah.
And like,
is that an Xbox exclusive?
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you it'll be time.
I was like, I didn't know that.
I mean, it probably is exclusive now, actually.
I think the reason that Deathloop is exclusive to PlayStation is because it was announced before they acquired Bethesda.
It's timed for a year or 18 months, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, is it really? Is it coming to Xbox?
Yeah, there's a date on it. I forget when it is.
Yeah. I think they even said at the time it was timed.
Yeah.
And it'll be on Game Pass then, baby.
I mean, it's on PC also, I think, right now.
Yeah, it'll be out on PC tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, that's honestly really, my big... But it's the same thing I said last week. Like, it's, the struggle of all of the stuff that... 90% of the stuff I want to play is on PlayStation.
Yeah.
And playing games on it, I genuinely enjoy. I like the controller. Like, things run really well. But Jesus Christ, I hate this OS more than anything I've ever used. Like, I'd rather use a Dreamcast.
it's honestly, it's what I was. It's kind of like a macrocosm of what I was talking about in my review of Guilty Gear, where it's like when you are in a match, it is one of the most magical things ever, like that I've ever experienced. The lobby system around it, the random disconnects, all that sort of shit is fucking infuriating. Yeah, and that's the way that I feel about the PS5. The exclusive games rule. Like, they fucking rule. They're so good. But everything else about it is, like, so bad.
Yeah.
So bad. And it's just... It's one of those things where, like, I was actually talking to... And this goes into, like, kind of, what I've been getting into with TV. But we've been watching... Audrey and I have been rewatching 30 Rock.
Yeah.
And that show is awesome.
It is.
And we've talked on this show about Arrested Development over time, which was previously like up there with Seinfeld as like my favorite shows of all time. But on a recent rewatch, like the later seasons, like really fall off. Like season 1 of Arrested Development is fucking flawless and untouchable, basically. Season 2 is almost at that same point. But like seasons 3 and 4, like are really hit or miss. And the last time we watched them, I was like, wow, this does not hold up at all. 30 Rock makes me laugh almost every episode. I don't think it's as brilliantly tied together as like Seinfeld or Arrested Development, but it is consistent.
Yeah.
It is the difference between a game development studio that comes out with a 10, and then like a 5 or a 6, or a studio that always does 8s.
Yeah.
Like every single game that they come out with is great. They don't have any masterpieces or whatever, but it's consistent and it never falls off. And I had this moment where like midway through season 5 of 30 Rock, and I was like, God damn, Audrey, 30 Rock might be better than Arrested Development because it doesn't miss.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I feel about Xbox and PlayStation, is like the highs on PlayStation are so goddamn high, but the lows right now are like
Super
abysmal.
low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
The
and, like,
lows are like unacceptable. Like the fact
Yeah.
that I'm like in the menu and could accidentally delete a save because like it's just not responding and I'm just like pressing circle to get out of it. Like that's a
Yeah.
fucking problem.
Yeah. And you know, I know that there's like a beta UI that's going out there that has like better trophies and stuff, but like I can't get it yet. And
I mean,
it's like
you can. I just choose not to. If this is if this is the stable build, I don't want to know what's on the beta.
Yeah.
Yeah, really,
Yeah, it's-
actually.
Yeah, it's
Like I'm on the Xbox Insider program, and that's like you'd have no idea. It's super stable.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
But this is
I'm just an angry nerd. It's fine.
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
This has been the
I mean,
PS5 Grouse hour.
losing your JRPG saves is not fun though.
Yeah. Well, and she
So.
just texted me. She's like, I'm just sitting here staring at Disney Plus. Like, I don't even know what I feel like doing right now. Like, she's just like
I know.
so deflated.
I feel
let-
that.
Yeah.
Your girl needs to get used to that Xbox controller. I'll tell you that.
Well, I said, I was like, if you do Xbox, it'll sync over. And she was like, I mean, it doesn't fix my problem now. And I was like, well, nothing will. Like, I just feel I feel awful for her.
But you can prevent another one of this thing happening.
Right.
Like, you can make sure
Yeah.
this never happens again.
Yeah.
Tell her I feel for her loss.
Yeah, that fucking sucks. I don't know if I would even fart it back up. Jesus Christ.
I said to her, I was like,
drinking a
if it
little
was me, I would watch it on YouTube and I would move on. Like,
Has she never beaten it before?
she's beaten it like 6 times.
Oh well, then yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it still sucks, but yeah.
bit. The Sin fight is really fun though. I like it.
Well, that's why she was bummed.
It's kind of like it's like a victory lap, honestly.
Yeah.
By the time you get to Sin, you're so overpowered.
Yeah.
Like it's really, really fun. I that's
A lot of
That's
the
one of
boss
those-
fights in that game are really, really good.
yeah. Dude, that last fight with Seymour is like pretty fucking brutal though. Or not the last one, the second to last one, when you're on the Ronso Mountain, like right after you go up from the village. That fight is fucking brutal.
Yeah.
I lost that one when I was on my first time through the game. I lost that fight a couple of times
Yeah.
because he's like, "Hey
This
man,
is-
what if I petrified you? Hey man, what if I just fucking killed you? What if I destroyed your entire team with one move?"
This is why you always in JRPGs every time you save, first you save it every time there's a save point, and
Oh,
2
absolutely.
you save new saves because
Yes,
if you get
don't wanna
caught in a
stuck.
boss fight, and you can't get out, like you need to backtrack and grind or do whatever.
Yeah.
You need to have at least 2 saves.
You need to have
I try to have
a
yeah.
contingent, an emergency valve, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, like, I mean, doesn't help the situation, but yeah,
Mhm.
under normal circumstances. But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, our heart goes out to her for that.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, that is really annoying, and I think that this is kind of helped me make a decision. I'll probably be doing PC or Xbox.
Yeah, like I just don't understand why you're even like in the air about it. Like the argument makes no sense. It
But
really it really doesn't. Like,
It really doesn't make sense.
you come on this show every week and bitch about how much you hate the PS5, and then you're like, well, I don't know what I want to do, and it's like, well,
But
the decision's already made. You just need to like settle in it.
Yeah. The thing for me is that like Jess, I've been a PlayStation guy for so long, like since the PS1. Like the PlayStation is the only. Actually, that's not true because of Xbox, but for PlayStation was the one that like I never missed a generation with them.
You still aren't. Like, you can still play exclusive games on it. I'm just saying, you don't have to make it your primary console.
Yeah. It's just it's hooked up to my PC and all that sort of stuff for capture. It's in my office and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I may end up just like I was talking to Josh about this earlier. I may just end up just rotating where they are because right now we've been using the Xbox as like our TV console. I may just have the Xbox at my desk and have the PlayStation 5 at our on the TV.
Yeah.
And actually, in fun, minor things, my understanding is HDCP automatically turns off when you're not watching video applications, which means that you don't have to worry about it fucking up your display and not being able to get to it.
I hated that on the PS4.
That happens on PS5. I brought it back downstairs. So what I've been doing is I've been taking it upstairs and hooking it up to the TV on the weekends. Like when I clock out on Friday, I just take my PS5 upstairs and then I play it there, over the weekend, and then I bring it back down. But because we were watching like 30 Rock on the PS5, I hooked it up and had to turn on HDCP, which for people who don't know, HDCP is like a video protocol or something.
A copyright protection protocol.
Yeah. So you can't watch things on Netflix or whatever without it because it would let you capture. But
there's ways to strip it off, but
yeah. But the way that I have my PS5 hooked up to my second monitor down here is through my capture card, which requires you to disable HDCP or nothing shows up. The problem is I looked up a YouTube video to try to like navigate the number of button inputs to like be like, okay, I fire it up, I enter my password, I go up once, right 3 times or 4 times. I looked up a video, but the UI has actually changed since then.
Yeah, it's out of date.
Yeah, it's out of date. So I had to take it back upstairs, plug it back in, turn off HDCP, and then bring it back downstairs and plug it in. Whereas Xbox just automatically turns that shit off whenever you're not watching Netflix. And it's just like, hey, what if your shit just worked?
Yeah.
What if it just worked?
What a concept.
What a concept. It just worked.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
So
I'm with you.
She ordered friendlies because she was so sad.
I don't know what that is, but it looks
one.
good.
It's ice cream.
Is that like a Dairy Queen?
Yeah, it's like it's like Dairy Queen.
You're like,
I don't know how.
where do I go from here?
Yeah, they have hard and soft ice cream.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a couple of places. There's a place. I don't know how many of you have even like seen this place. There's a place that I kind of grew up with. It's hard to find down here, but there is one actually. I think there's one between Houston and Dallas. Either that, or it's like north of Dallas as you're like heading up and out of Texas. But this place called Brahms. You guys ever heard of this?
That sounds familiar.
So it's like a half a ice cream joint and half a burger joint.
Okay.
But it's also like, actually it's like a third hamburger joint, a third ice cream stand, a third grocery store. It's like really interesting. But like this was like the place. Like you didn't go to Dairy Queen because I grew up in towns that were too small for Dairy Queen. But you had Brahms and it was like legit. And then there's also a place up in St. Louis where Audrey's family is called Ted Drew's. I don't know if you've ever had this. It's like frozen yogurt or frozen custard stand. That shit's good.
Yeah, this is like they have like burgers and sandwiches and like bar food.
Oh, that's cool.
Bar food without drinks, but it's like for
Okay.
families.
Cool.
An ice cream bar.
Friendlies. I like that name.
That's fine.
Everything in the East Coast has like super cool names. Wawa, that's a great name. Friendlies, that's
Sheetz?
awesome. Sheets is great. I don't know what Sheets is, but like I like that
Wawa.
name.
We have Turkey Hill.
I mean, I don't know what that is,
There's-
but
I
I
don't
love
know.
the sound of
Farms.
it. I love the sound of it. Also, all your accents up there, great. It's good stuff.
Hey,
Oh,
get
yeah.
out of
Hey,
here!
get out of here! What are you doing?
East
I'm
Coast,
walking here.
East Coast is the Beast Coast. You know.
East Coast is the West Coast.
Sure.
For SpongeBob fans.
Now I'm from the
Mhm.
left coast, so I can say, as somebody who's very familiar, I lived in Orange County, LA, and San Francisco for a while. So I can speak to West Coast. I love the West Coast, but I've also got kind of a love affair going with the East Coast. And you know what? You know where it all started? Started with you, buddy. When I visited you in Philly and then we went to New York, I was like, God damn. East
All right.
Coast.
All right, I
This
see
place
it.
is like this
I
place is
see
pretty
it.
cool.
Everyone's
see
really
it.
everyone's really stressed out. I could get used to this.
I mean, I understand it. Like that's the thing. Like everybody's like kind of like everybody's getting after it, and I'm like, you know what? I respect this.
We all
East
got
Coast
shit to
is the hustle coast.
Yeah, we got shit to do. And
you know,
get out of my way.
I spent all my life on the laid back coast where everybody was just kind of chilling, and it's a totally different energy on the East Coast, and I like it. It's cool. I don't know how I would do living there. Maybe it wouldn't be for me, but you know,
Never
right now
know.
I'm living in hell's butthole down here in Texas. So,
Hell's butthole.
You know, that's what they call it.
Yeah, that's what the kids refer to it as.
but yeah, I mean, and I say hell's butthole. There's literally a tropical storm coming at me right now, and so you
Which
know,
one is this?
hopefully,
Larry?
Nicholas actually.
Nicholas. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so hopefully nothing happens. If you see some horrific thing fly through the window and then it statics out, I lived a pretty Buckwild life, so
You're like, it's been great, and then all of a sudden it's that scene in Titanic where the guy is the captain is taken down.
you know,
Violinist starts playing.
I've seen the Titanic, I think like 2 or 3 times. I've never seen the end.
Really?
That movie's too fucking long.
Like
Very long.
When it actually sinks, you've never seen it sink.
I've seen it.
No, it sinks like 2/3 into the movie.
Yeah, I've seen it crack in half. I've seen people slide down, and then I don't remember anything past that.
Mm.
Maybe that's because I died when that happened. So I didn't live the ending.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So we got a couple of things. We can talk about the PlayStation Showcase. Now that we've totally shit all over PlayStation, we can talk about the stuff that they announced, or we can talk about my review of Toem: A Photo Adventure. Which one do we want to do?
Let's get Toem out of the way.
Okay. So we were given a review key by our lovely friends over at Pop Agenda, and we send them all our love, particularly Jen, who is a few weeks out from having a tiny wee bab, which is great. So congratulations and kudos and good luck, because having a kid is no joke. Anyway, so Toem is available on PlayStation 5, on Switch, and on PC, both Epic Game Store and Steam. Steam is where I played it. So one thing I should say up front, I actually messaged Pop Agenda about this when they asked me where I wanted my key for Toem, and I was gonna say PS5, but then I asked them, hey, does the save data from the demo carry over? And they said yes. So if you played the demo of Toem, which I highly recommend and is like literally almost half the game, I think is like a third of the game. The demo is. So play the demo for Toem, and if you like it, buy the game because it's like $20. I have not seen how much it is elsewhere because I checked the prices actually before it came out. Actually, I think it's still not out. I think it comes out on Friday. But the embargo is up now. But right now it's on sale on Switch for $18, $20 normally, which I think is totally worth it. So my playthrough clocked in at around 5 hours and 16 minutes. But I've seen some people, I know that Rebecca Valentine, who reviewed the game for IGN and gave it an 8, said that she played it for around 3 hours. I think that's about how long her playthrough went. Papa Agenda told me it went around 4 hours, and my playthrough was around 5 hours and 16 minutes because I spent a lot of time in the demo running around and doing a lot of optional stuff.
It's out on Friday.
Cool. Yeah. So it's out on Friday. This definitely, I'm just going to tell you up front, definitely gets my Catch the Fever award. This is on my, if you follow me on GG app, you will see that I've already added this to my list of favorite games of 2021. It joins, actually, let me click this open and see how many games it joins, because this year has been a pretty good year. 23 games.
Bad.
23 games. Toem is one of my 23 favorite games of the year. And I have beaten 32 games this year.
Jesus.
So.
I think I literally beat Hades.
I was
might
actually
be
going to
it.
say, how many games?
Actually, no, I beat Final Fantasy 12 also. So there's 2. That's like 2 games I can think of.
Yeah, so far my favorite games of 2021 are Toem, Final Fantasy 7 Intergrade, Hitman 1, 2, and 3, Streets Rage 4 DLC, Death's Door, Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, the 2 expansions for Control, Disgaea 6, Guilty Gear, Prey, Reki, Florence, Lost Words Beyond the Page, Donut County, Loop Hero, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, Dark Souls Remastered, Return of the Obra Dinn, Hyper Light Drifter, and Momodora 4.
Cool.
So that's that. And then I beat all of those games this year, plus Dark Souls 2 and 3 and all the DLC and Amplitude and Boyfriend Dungeon. And I think
You've been busy.
Yeah, that's it.
Is what I'm getting.
Yeah,
getting
Amplitude, Boyfriend Dungeon, and Skate City. Those didn't make the cut for favorite games that
they were just
that
fun.
I played this year. Plus, I had played all those Dark Souls games before, so I didn't add them to my favorite games of the year because I'd beaten them previously. Whereas Dark Souls Remastered actually just came out this year.
You're still missing a game on there.
Am I?
Yeah.
What am I missing?
You won't play it.
Oh, you're saying I didn't play it?
Yeah, you didn't play it, and you won't.
Oh, I thought you were saying I did play it and I just didn't know it.
No. I'm just saying you're missing a very important game on there.
What?
Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, Ratchet. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't played that either. I need to get on
I mean,
that.
I'm broke right now, so, and I got several other games
That'll do it, right?
You
that
want to talk
I'm
about
more
a game
excited
that
about than that.
rips ass.
Yeah.
Ratchet and Clank.
I kind of want to get to it, but it's like when Deathloop comes out and then Metroid is after, it's like I don't know if I'll get to it. I'd like to. I'd like to, but you don't think so?
Just like you didn't get to Ghost.
I started up Ghost this week.
Like a year later.
I mean, it was when the
That's
director's
fine.
cut came out.
I mean,
Like,
yeah.
I'm literally playing the PS5 version of the game. I already got a new outfit, new weapons, and I rescued a dude. Like I'm legit playing the game. It's the game that I'm playing right now. Anyway, Toem.
Let me know if you ever want to do the multiplayer, by the way, because it's freaking awesome and I love it.
It's freaking Grawesome.
It's
I do
awesome.
want to play it, but I want to get through the single player
Johnathan
mode.
Grawesome.
Yeah, I want to get through more of the single player. Anyway, so we were talking about Toem. This game fucking rules. It is so chill and relaxing. The music is great. It controls really well. If you play it on PC, you can actually control it with either the mouse and keyboard or the controller. I use the controller, but you might actually find it easier to kind of do the menus or like navigate around, point at the stuff that you're trying to take pictures of. I talked about it previously in my demo review, but basically what happens is it is a third-person isometric, like top-down game, and you hit like triangle or whatever to pivot into first-person mode with your camera, and then you look around and you zoom in or out, and then you click your right trigger to take a picture. And you can have like a little framing thing where it'll tell you like what you're taking a picture of, and then you'll go around the world and there'll be different NPCs that'll be like, hey, there's a bee that's after me. You gotta take care of it. And like maybe you'll get like,
buddy.
there was a mission that a quest that I played where somebody was being harassed by a bunch of seagulls. So I wandered around that area and did like a challenge for somebody, and then they gave me like a horn for my like a horn attachment for my camera. So I came back, was aiming my camera at this guy, and then honked the horn, and then the seagulls were all scared away. And then he was able to operate the ferry and take me to a new area. Stuff like that. There's this like submarine periscope that keeps coming out and asking you to take pictures of a suspicious figure around the area. So like there's this like hidden like Waldo figure somewhere in each of the areas, and you have to get a picture of this person and then bring it back to the submarine. There's a lot of stuff like that. Like there are these secret glowing cubes that you can take pictures of, and then when you do, when you find them hidden somewhere on the map and then take a picture of them, they will actually like evaporate, and then something in the area will change. That might help you beat another thing. There's also like equipment that you can unlock or find in like little gift boxes around. So like I found some glasses, and those glasses let me see ghosts, which opened up a bunch of new quests. And then there's an area there's this icy area where if you have all 5 pieces of like the cold weather set, you can actually go into a secret area that lets you complete a couple of new quests and find new things. It's all about kind of hidden objects, thinking about things. You can get a tripod, and then like there are like certain shy creatures that will only come out if you're like kind of hidden from them. So you use your tripod to take pictures of them. It's a lot of stuff like that. It's very laid back. It's very relaxing. I was actually kind of having a difficult day when I got my code in, and so I was like, I need to not deal with all the stuff that I'm dealing with. I just need to fire up Toem and just like dive back into that world. I was a little bit like, I don't know if I should start something new, because this is technically like, this is something that I'm working on, for the show and all that sort of stuff. But once I fired it back up, I was like, this is exactly what I needed. Like if you're looking for a feel-good game that is not that expensive, doesn't take that long, you just want to have some fun time with it, like
sounds like a good chill weekend game, like a Sunday afternoon kind
yes
of game.
This is absolutely a game that I think people should play. It's really, really cute. It's really like if you look it up, like it's black and white. It's got a cool aesthetic. The characters are just full of personality. There's like a city level where I like rounded a corner, and there was like a grandma who was doing tricks with her car and got into a horrendous accident, and then like we got her back out on the road, and then she's like, and then she's just like whee, like just like flying past on the thing. There's a lot of hidden weirdness. There's a lot of cute animals. If you're a fan of kind of funny, Portillo is in this game.
Oh, wow.
You can just find him. Yeah, you can just find him outside of a bistro.
That's cool.
There's a lot of the there's actually an achievement you get from taking a picture of all of the dev team's pets that they've added to the game. It's
really
it's really cute. It's really adorable. I love it. I can't. There's not really a whole lot for me to say about it. Like, it runs really well. It's a very simple game. It's very bite-sized. It doesn't take up that much room. It's just like, it's really, really fun. It goes onto a list for me with a game like A Short Hike.
Yeah.
Where it's just like this is just one of those awesome indie games
you can bounce in and out of, and
it just makes you feel good. It's not long. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It gives you everything that you're asking for. It has like adventure game logic, but like diet adventure game. So like you're not gonna come up with some weird grim fandango. Oh, I don't like this doesn't make any sense. Like I was able to figure out most of the things for each area without. I mean, and like the game isn't out, so like there's no guides for it or anything. Like I was able to find most of the ones that I was looking for. And like it's one of those things. It's and Chris will relate to this as somebody who likes a lot of 3D kind of platformers from like the the older generations of games. But like a lot of times in these games, you go into a new area and they're like, okay, there's a lot of stuff here. You don't have to get all of it if you want to proceed. You just have to get some of it.
Oh, okay.
And that's what this is. So like there will be, you'll have a little like stamp collection book or something. And then they'll be like, hey, you do something for somebody. And they're like, hey, you completed this task. Here's a stamp for your book. And when you go back to the bus stop, they'll be like, okay, you need 6 stamps to get a free bus ride to the next area.
Okay.
That sort of a thing. But like maybe there's like 18 total.
Yeah.
Or something. So if you don't like something, you can find something else to do.
Yeah.
If if you don't want to do one thing, you can do something else, which I really really like.
Always a nice thing to have.
Yeah, there's a lot of flexibility with it. I find it a pure delight.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really really great.
It's like it's one of those games that when they started showing trailers for it, I like you just want it to do well. Like you want people to like it because it is like it does look so charming.
Yeah.
You don't want to end up with a ukulele type situation.
Yeah.
Where everyone's like, it looks charming as fuck, and then they play it and it's like it's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like it's like in that same vein as like Minute or Short Hike, like these really cool bite-sized games that these have become more and more of like the we get our Demon Souls, we get our Death Loops, we get these like awesome AAA huge games.
Yeah.
But more and more as time has gone on, games like Florence, games like Lost Words, games like Short Hike and Toem and like these other things, they have really become kind of the main thing that I come to gaming for. Like I love AAA games as much as the next person, but I find that these games have so much personality. They're doing so many things uniquely, or if not uniquely, unusually, that it's variety is the spice of life, and I think that that's just as true in gaming.
Yeah, I feel like the list of things that I'm willing to try out is like getting like drastically shorter at this point, and like it's funny because I feel like I've become this like film snob of video games, or not maybe not even that. It's just like I know what I like and I know what I don't. But like
you only have so much time, so you're like, I gotta be really picky.
I do look at like 9 times out of 10, Annapurna Interactive will put out a trailer for a game, and I'm like, that looks incredible. And then I look at it, it's like presented by Annapurna Interactive, and I'm like, they're like the A24 of like video games now. Where I'm just like, yep, I'm gonna love that. Like, it's good to have those studios like that though. Like Pop Agenda is another one where they put out a lot of really good small games like that.
It's really really interesting because I have a relationship with several PR firms, and some just get me.
Yeah.
Like Pop Agenda, I feel like has like a 75%, 80% hit rate.
Yeah.
And Tinsley PR has like a fucking 90% hit. Like Dotemu, Devolver, like all this stuff that I'm getting, like they're like, hey, there's gonna be a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. Hey, we came out with Streets of Rage 4, and I'm like, fuck, get it in my veins now. Like
there was a while Way Forward was like that. Like in the 3DS era, 3DS era, where a lot of the stuff they were putting out, it was just like bangers after banger.
Yeah. It's really cool to see, but like I totally agree. Like it's and Annapurna stuff is like really great too. Didn't Annapurna do Edith Finch?
They did Edith Finch. What's the other one I really like? Sayonara Wild Hearts. They did that. I love.
I haven't done that. That's a rhythm game, right?
Yeah, I love that game.
It
That
is?
used to be mobile only, but I think it's on Switch now as
I
well.
did not
And
know that it was a
PS4,
rhythm game.
and PC.
Oh, and on PS4. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's on PC now. I played it on PS4.
I would assume so.
Yeah, that game.
Quick aside.
rips
Quick aside.
ass.
I've decided I'm giving up on Thumper, but I did enjoy my time with Amplitude. What would you say? Would you say I should go Persona or I should go something like Sayonara
What if you want
next?
to do a
If I
rhythm
wanted
game?
to do another rhythm game.
I would say Persona. You didn't pick it up though, right?
No, I haven't gotten anything.
That's a shame. I say that
It's not
because
on sale anymore?
it's probably not on sale anymore. Yeah, I can look, but
It's fine. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking like it doesn't need to be immediate term because I have several things that I need to buy and I have no money
Yeah.
until my next big paycheck comes in.
Sayonara is really good, but like it's really only like 12 tracks. And
Okay.
it's like it's
That's kind of like Amplitude. Amplitude was only like 16 tracks. I
but
think.
it's not like any other rhythm game that you've played in that like there's like platforming elements to it, but like it also you have to like react to like button presses as they like pop up on the screen. Whereas Persona is more of like almost like a DDR or like Guitar Hero type thing where you have 3 buttons on the side and it's like the D-pad and like triangle, circle, cross, and like you have to like hit those like in a certain order. And you have like DJ scratches with the thumbsticks.
Okay.
So like they're different rhythm games. I think you'll get more out of Persona, but I think Sayonara is probably more interesting. But if you don't like the soundtrack, then like you'll hate that game. Like I think that soundtrack's incredible, but
Of Sayonara.
yeah, but it's like a very specific type of music.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like
That's
that
cool.
with any rhythm game, right? If you don't like the soundtrack, you probably won't enjoy. No matter how fun the actual like game is, you probably won't
Yeah,
enjoy
you're
it.
not gonna.
That's true. I actually liked Amplitude more and more the further I got into it. Like the
Yeah.
last world, the music on the last world of Amplitude PS4 is like that music is really good. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
But anyway, all that to say, getting back, Toem, Catch the Fever, highly recommend. If I had to rate it, I'd probably give it like a 9 or a 10. Probably. It's really fucking good.
Wow.
It's really good. I'd probably give it a 9. I'd probably give it a 9. It's really, really good. It's really good.
You hear that, kids?
So you know how we always talk about random like games that will be shown at like Xbox showcases and like we'll never see them again, and then it's like, whatever happened to that? There was one game in particular that like has stuck out in the back of my mind from like 5 years ago, and I didn't know what the name of it was, and it just came out. And it's
What
on
game
Game
just came out?
Pass, and I'm very excited to play it, but I haven't yet. It's called The Artful Escape.
Oh yeah. I've heard of
Yeah.
this.
It got an 8 out of 10 on IGN. It looks very stylized. Carl Weathers is in it, like voice acting.
Oh,
Carl Weathers.
Yeah.
You got a stew going, baby.
But apparently it's like 4 to 6 hours, I think is what they said.
nice.
And it's like a music platforming adventure type game that has like really funny writing. But the style looks like really, really cool. But that's another Annapurna game that if you're into that type of deal, it seems like you should check it out. I'm probably gonna play it this week if I have time, but it looks cool.
Cool.
Oh, well, in a totally unrelated thing, my grandma, who was hospitalized, whose organs were starting to fail, is now fine.
Huh.
That's good.
There you go.
So there you go.
There you go, Grandma.
It was really bad because she was vaccinated, but she had to actually be taken several hospitals away and driven like 5 hours because every place was full with COVID.
Oh, jeez.
Sounds about right.
And
Yeah.
and the town where she lives doesn't have a hospital
Neat.
because they closed it down.
Yikes.
So
My goodness.
not great.
Not great.
But she's doing okay, which is good. So, hey, Grandma Lila, I'm glad you're feeling better. Maybe someday you'll get to see your great granddaughter. That's what I've been waiting for. And then this freaking, Riley got to the age where like we could actually take her places, and just before she was getting there, global pandemic happened. So,
Mhm.
Oof.
and she's my grandma to kind of speak something personal. She was just like, I'm ready to go see your grandpa, and I'm like, just wait, hold on, you got to see my kid, you got to meet my kid first, So I've been telling her to hold on for like years now, and this pandemic needs to fucking end.
Yeah.
Anyway. So let's talk about the PlayStation Showcase. So I have like a brief run through. I think I wrote down all of the names of the games that were shown and announced. I'm not actually sure about that, but we can discuss that. So, do we want to do impressions first, or do we want to do that at the end?
We can hit impressions first, I think, because that'll
Okay.
kind of drive the conversation.
I
a little
didn't
bit.
watch it. I just saw what all the stuff was after.
Okay.
Did you watch
I-
any of the
I-
trailers?
I watched KOTOR. That was it.
Yeah. All
Literally
30
the
seconds
first
of
one.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't watch anything else.
Okay.
So, I mean, what you heard, Josh? What did you think? What do you think? Good show, bad show, okay show?
It seemed good, but it also seemed like a collection of things that we won't see for a long time. So
Yeah.
it was like hard to get
Yeah.
really excited about anything, right? It's like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. We'll see that in 2024 or something, right?
Yeah.
So,
Which is only slightly different from our situation before, which is like everybody just kind of shot their shot, and now it's gonna be a while,
Mhm.
Whereas Xbox is like gearing up and about to start because the latter end of the Xbox One generation and the beginning of the Series X generation has been not dead, because we've had games like Gears Tactics and Flight Simulator and like some pretty impressive stuff, but like it's not it's not to the level of Ratchet, Deathloop, Demon Souls,
Yeah.
all that sort of stuff, like
I feel like it was definitely a choice. Like, and I don't know that they needed to make it. We're in a really weird spot right now with PlayStation and Xbox where like people can't even get their hands on the consoles, and it's.
I mean, you say that they've sold more than.
Well, no, and like that I understand. Sorry, I'm like adjusting my volume. But like the fact that like
I get what you're saying.
the fact that people like can't just walk into a Best Buy and just buy one, like, and I understand that the demand is like far exceeding what like would normally be occurring. I think because people are,
and I think people have just come out and said that like the shortage will probably last for consoles at least until September of next year, maybe.
Yeah,
away.
I mean,
maybe
because of the
2023
chip shortage and
Yeah.
all that.
like it's weird to me that like they would show everything, like they would show their hand, like, or like such a huge portion of their hand, because like obviously this isn't everything, especially from the first parties. There's a lot of people that we didn't see, but
and some people that we saw a lot of.
yeah, we saw a lot of Insomniac. But like I don't know that it makes a lot of sense, or I don't know if it was the right move for them to be like, here's Spider-Man 2, Wolverine's coming out, even though there's no date, like it's just now in development. Like I feel like there were a lot of games like that last generation that they did that with, that they kind of shot themselves in the foot with. Like Kingdom Hearts 3 was at the PS4 reveal, and we didn't see it for like
so
5+ years, something along those lines.
Something crazy like that. It came out like so many years after.
Yeah, like there's just certain decisions that I was kind of like, I don't know why this is what you're pushing. And I understand there's like a certain level of excitement that you want to get, but like next year the only games that they're putting out are not going to be Horizon, God of War, the Uncharted collection, and I don't even know what other games they had teed up. But like, I don't know why you had to show Spider-Man, or like Miles Morales hasn't even been out for a year yet.
Yeah. I mean, the truth is they didn't.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, and I get, they want people to get excited for the console and what's coming, but like there's
so the PS4 release date and price was revealed at E3 2013, which was in June.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then
I think
Kingdom Hearts
2019?
3 came out January 29th, 2019.
Yeah, I thought it was 2019 because we were living here when it finally came out.
6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
That's
not
not great.
Not that I'm not excited for what they've shown. Obviously I am, but like I just feel like that was there are going to be a lot of people like that I'm going to have to keep explaining to that like Wolverine's not coming out for a long time. You need to let that go. Like
long time.
Yeah. Same with KOTOR. Like we don't know when that's coming.
Same with Spider-Man 2.
What's that?
Same with Spider-Man 2.
That's why.
Well, no, they said what 2023,
2023 or something. But
Yeah.
even I'm like KOTOR. I'm like that is
But like
already
December. So like 2 years from now, yeah.
Yeah, like
I-
why
like-
even show it to me at this point?
that's getting delayed. 100. Like,
Yeah, let's
Well-
talk about let's actually run through.
Yeah,
And we can get more kind of into this because we're mentioning a lot of stuff that
yeah,
that is introduced. So it starts off. It has a play has no limits like chess intro, which I thought was really weird. I literally thought they were announcing auto chess.
So I haven't gone.
Auto chess is already on the console,
Yeah.
so
I haven't gone through and rewatched that video, but people are finding things in that. Like
There's like a lot of references.
There's like the
and
Los
stuff,
Illuminados, like Resident Evil 4 logo in there at one point. There's a Sly Cooper logo. Like there's all kinds of like callbacks to old PlayStation stuff that now people are like, oh my god, like is it?
Mhm.
Are we gonna get this? Meh.
It's
You probably won't.
these trailers are like the Phil Spencer bookshelf,
Right.
For PlayStation.
Yeah.
So anyway, there was that. I thought that was an interesting intro video. It's kind of like the It's Such a Perfect Day video from back in the day where
I
they're just
love
like
that
going through a
video.
bunch of different stuff.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. We for years, Audrey and I would just like sing that back and forth to each other.
Yeah.
Like, But yeah, then they opened the show with revealing a Knights of the Old Republic remake, which is that going to be true exclusive or is that timed
console
or
exclusive.
platform? Okay.
Yeah.
it's not coming to PC and PS5.
Because that being exclusive to PlayStation is Buckwild, considering the original KOTOR was
Yeah.
only
On
on
Xbox.
Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is nuts. But I mean, it was just a teaser. Who knows when it's coming?
Yeah.
And but the video that they did looked good. So
I mean,
I
there were
But it-
conversations of that in development as early as last year, I think is when I did a post for that.
There have been, and also there was like Jason Schreier saying it's real and stuff.
Yeah.
On some show somewhere, and it's been a thing that people have wanted for so long, because it's a game that's in such high regard. I am most curious about what they'll do to the game in general, because like while it's great,
are they
great.
going to do an FF7R on it, or are they?
I hope so, because I don't know if I bet a lot of people have never played the game, but I know
revisited it lately and it's rough.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I played it maybe a couple of years ago again to completion, like the whole way through. It's a bit rough. Like the story I think is still really good.
Yes.
And has probably one of the coolest twists in games.
Yes.
But that combat's pretty rough. I think it was even rough like back then a little bit, but now
Yeah.
it's like, oof, like this isn't that fun to do. So I am a little curious about what they'll do to change it. I would hope that they do some kind of FF7R treatment where they do something to it, because it's just making the game look prettier is not going to solve a lot of the issues with it. But I'm excited, but at the same time, it's hard to get excited when you know that like that ain't coming out for God knows how long,
Yeah.
And if it controls anything like the original, it's not going to be great on controller. Like, I don't know about
Yeah.
you, but I played it on PC, and that was...
I played it on PC. Yeah.
I played it on Xbox when it was on the original Xbox, and then I played it on PC, and like PC is way better. Like all of those games, like when you're playing Divinity or you're playing Baldur's Gate, like those games just play way better on PC. Like it's just that's just a fact. So, there are some games that can make that transition really gracefully. Like I think Diablo 3 with controller support is even better than on PC. I might be in the minority on that, but like that's how you do it right. But unless you're like really clever with it, like most PC RPGs, like I feel don't really make that transition that gracefully. So if they keep it similar, it might be kind of boring. But I don't think that they'll let that happen because this is one of those games that like you need it to hit. It's like the Dead Space remake. Like if it comes out and it's not as good as the original, it's going to be a fucking problem.
Yeah.
And that
Although
is
what they've
even
shown so
more
far
true for KOTOR.
from the remake looks awesome.
Yes, I'm really excited about that. My thing is I'm really hoping that the Dead Space remake fixes the turret section because that's the only reason I wasn't able to get through that game on hard, and I would love to beat that game on the highest difficulty setting because that makes it so much more tense.
This is totally off topic, but I
Sure.
just want to interject for a second. Am I the only one that's like really excited for this Nickelodeon fighting game that like looks completely?
No, some of my friends are like also like, oh, I want to do this.
It like really is starting to look like pretty legitimate. Like just
So
what you
people
can
who
do
know
with it.
fighting games have known that this thing has been legit since the jump.
Yeah.
Because of one, who's making it, and two, the things they're
who's making it?
prioritizing.
Isn't it Game Mill?
It is a studio that is teamed up with Nickelodeon. But basically, this Nickelodeon.
While you're looking this up, the reason I bring it up is they're revealing another character tomorrow on the PlayStation blog. But like we haven't had something like this since like, remember like the Brawl website would update every day and like it would be like a random thing that they would like tell you what it was. It's just fun to like be able to do this with something like completely like as random as Nickelodeon.
It is random.
Yeah.
It is very random.
Yeah, Game
Yes.
Mill. Game Mill.
Yeah, Game Mill is the same company that did they do all the licensed games for Nickelodeon. So they do like the Nickelodeon Kart Racers ones. They did Cobra Kai, G.I. Joe. They're like, I don't know.
So here's a couple of things that you need to know about this game. One, this game's gonna have rollback netcode.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Smash Bros don't even have it, but Nicktoons
Nope.
Fighters is gonna have it.
Yes. You know why? It's because Game Mill knows if you're making a fighting game now, you need to have rollback netcode.
You can
And
wave dash.
It needs to be good. You can wave dash. So the thing that they did was, and I forget who I heard this from, but basically, Game Mill went to, was it Game Mill? I think Game Mill went to Nickelodeon and was like, yo, we want to make, is it cool if we like make a fighting game for you?
Yeah.
And Nickelodeon is like, what do you need? And was like, and gave them like the keys to the kingdom, basically. And they're like, all right.
I love this so much.
All right, here's what we need. We need to make it rollback netcode. We need a bunch of characters from a bunch of shows. We need to basically Nickelodeon was like, all right, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to partner with you to make sure that you get everything you need to make this as dope as possible.
Yeah.
So it's like the dream.
Yeah.
Like it's like what if PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale but good.
No, that game's great.
That game was pretty good.
That game is freaking great, and I'll defend it till the end of time. Like
that game is massively unbalanced.
It's still fun.
So is Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and that's still one of the greatest fighting games ever made.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't played that, so I can't really
Imbalance is what makes it fun.
Now, I will tell you, I almost platinumed that game. I had a lot of fun with it, but when you contrast PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale with something like local Smash, not online Smash, because online Smash is fucking garbage. At least Ultimate, because the Switch Online is fucking terrible. But yeah, the netcode on the Switch game is awful. If you're playing Melee, they've actually added rollback to it. A community member added that you can play on PC, which is awesome. Like that's really, really, really cool. But Game Mill is taking that really, really seriously, and you love to see it. So the fighting game community, people who play Guilty Gear and Smash and all this sort of shit, have been hyped about this game since day one.
Yeah,
because they've seen, and Game Mill has been really transparent about like what they're doing.
They're promoting this game the way that like they needed to hype up Grand Prix. Like I feel like they released Grand Prix 2. Like they released Grand Prix 2 and they were just like, here you go.
Yeah.
But again, that was a game that was like so close to being good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
This game looks good. It looks like it's running really well.
Yeah.
Yes. And it looks fun.
Yeah.
Like it looks really fun.
Yeah.
Like I'm really excited. So we're playing this, right?
I'm getting it.
Like I'm not gonna play Smash online. I'll play this online.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll
see. He says.
Chris, let's talk to Game Mill about this game.
Dude, I've reached out to them so many times they've never replied to me.
Nah.
No. I'll try again, but I don't know. Maybe they have a new like PR person. But like because when I was doing all the Nicktoons Grand Prix stuff, I was like, can I get some codes? Like, I would love to get people to play with me. Like, because I was like super into that game, and they just like completely like did not.
Yeah, like, nah, dog.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. We can figure this out. I do want to play this game. I do want to play this game. I feel like this.
I'm not buying a lot of games this year, but like that is one of them.
Yeah, I'm trying not to buy a lot either.
I still need to look at like the full roster of playable characters because like I'm not sure. Other than like the Ninja Turtles, I'm not sure who I would want to play.
Well, they're still releasing them.
But like one of the turtles is in there, right? Like that's at least one because April's in it. So
I imagine they all are.
Can you look up the thing while I talk about this next thing?
Yeah.
Look up the roster while we.
Oh, I have.
So the next thing. The next thing. You have it already.
That took no time at all. Yeah.
Okay. So who's in it?
You have SpongeBob. The kid.
Not gonna play as him.
One of the kids from Loud House. I don't know who that is.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a show.
I don't no idea.
Yeah, he has white hair. Zim, Powdered Toast Man, Reptar, Leonardo, Raphael.
I might play as Reptar or the Ninja Turtles.
Another girl, the girl from Loud House, who's like the goth. I can't remember her name.
Never seen that show. I don't know what it is. So
it's probably a newer.
It's a newer Nickelodeon show.
Yeah.
Danny Phantom, Helga Pataki, Nigel Thornberry,
Helga Pataki,
Patrick Starr, Sandy
beating
Cheeks,
the shit out of Cat Dog.
The snake lady from Real Monsters with the lips.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I wonder if they'll have not the dude with the eyes, but the other guy.
They might.
The skinny guy.
The purple guy.
April O'Neil.
Okay.
And
I'm not gonna play April, but I will play one of the turtles.
Cat Dog.
Cat Dog.
Yeah, right now
they're announcing at least one more tomorrow.
Yeah, it's probably either gonna be Reptar or one of the turtles for me.
I mean, I will say like if they do a roster as big, and I'll be surprised if they do, but if they do a roster as big as Grand Prix, there were like 30 characters in that game.
That's
like
awesome.
there were a shit
It
ton
already
of characters
sounds
in
like
that.
they're close to that, right?
Yeah, I mean this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 16. So
16.
they have like
how
2
many were
months before this game comes out.
The original Smash Brothers had like what, like 8 starting characters and then
12.
Like 4. Yeah, 12.
Yeah, it was 12 total.
Okay.
Yeah. I think 8.
16.
8
16 is respectable for a fighting game
right?
starting out.
Or
Yeah,
4 you had to
for first
unlock.
entry in a fighting game, especially something like this, like that's great.
Yeah,
there
you
was
unlocked you unlocked Jigglypuff, Luigi, and
Somebody else.
who else? Who else did you
Nobody
don't know.
remembers this game. But
Except you.
But I do.
You're keeping the dream alive.
There was a game on Wii called. Sorry that I'm getting so off topic. There was a game on Ninja
Wii.
Turtles Smash Up on the Wii that was a Super Smash Brothers clone, and you could play as like all the characters from Ninja Turtles, all the villains, and then like the Rabbids from like Rayman Raving Rabbids. That game fucking rules, and no one played it.
You know what game's also really good? Now that we're talking about the Ninja Turtles, is the Ninja Turtles fighting game on the SNES. It's also very good. We played that a lot.
Yeah, look up
All right, well let's
Ninja Turtle Smash Up. It probably looks like garbage now, but like I loved that game,
That's pretty great.
and I will leave it at that.
I believe you.
Yeah,
Well, Ninja Turtles having a renaissance, having a resurgence
yeah, man.
with Shredder's Fury and All Stars.
I can
Battle or
hear
whatever.
I can hear B Hunt cooing from here.
Yeah, no joke. B Hunt, who has the optimum male body right now.
That's right.
With the I mean, we'll get to it. We'll talk
Yeah.
about it. But yeah, so then they did something, and it seemed like we've got what looks like an Asian woman, long black hair, green bodysuit, and then someone said something as they were teasing it, and they were like, "Eve, a parasite has taken over that body," and I was like, "Are you
like,
bringing
Parasite
back
Eve?
Parasite Eve?"
Yeah.
No, they're
No,
not.
they're
It's
not.
just Project
But-
Eve. I was
But
so disappointed.
I would love. I'm with you, Brian. I would freaking love a Parasite Eve remake because that
I mean,
game is so good and so overlooked.
Yeah, I wouldn't
But-
want it the way that this game was, because like
No.
this is like totally like the enemies could be Parasite Eve enemies, but like the combat is totally different.
Yeah, no.
The subject matter is totally different. The era is totally different.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it like this.
I will say
I
that
was
game
like-
did look kind of cool, but
Oh yeah.
I
thought it was
watched
cool.
a little bit of the. That's actually I forgot that was even at the thing because I was just curious about it, and I just like skimmed through the trailer a little bit and just saw like the combat and stuff. I'm like, oh, this actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks
um,
cool.
But
Ooh.
we'll see.
Harry brings up a good point. They
Hmm.
haven't announced Aang and Katara from the last Airbender franchise, so they're probably
Wow.
gonna
Yeah,
be
that's like a
announced at some
big
point.
blind spot.
That
right?
that has
Here-
to happen.
Here's the thing. I haven't seen Avatar yet, so that doesn't matter to me. So
I
that-
haven't
you know,
either, but I need to.
Heyo.
You
Oh,
should
need to
watch that,
it.
Bri. You really should.
I literally I am set. If the pandemic hadn't hit so hard, I would have already watched it, because the agreement was I have Audrey's little sister Alyssa watch Dragon Ball with me, and the original deal was I have her watch Dragon Ball Z, and then I watch Avatar with her. That
The
was
thing
that was
is,
our cultural
Dragon Ball
exchange.
Z is like so much longer.
Yeah,
We
I
watched
mean,
Kai though.
doesn't matter. It's like
Yeah, so
5
Avatar
times
is only like
longer than
3
Avatar.
seasons or something like
Really?
that.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Avatar's
And
not that long.
then she loved Z so much that we watched Super, and then we watched like 4 of the movies. But then Delta hit, and it's like, you know, we got vaccinated. We were actually able to hang out again for a brief window. We finished off we had already finished off Super, but we started watching some of the movies. And like the Future of Trunks or something like that, the History of Trunks. And then like we were about to start up that, and then Delta's like, "Hey, cancel your plans, bitches." And so Avatar is on the list. We're gonna be watching it soon. We just need to figure out a way to do it.
Nice.
I don't know if we can do watch party. We may do that, but she's also like in school and has a job, so
Oh yeah, it's a lot.
it's more difficult than watching Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Was. So
Also, Shredder is going to be in that game. Has to be.
Makes sense.
I hope so. If he is, I may play him also.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a better likelihood that Shredder will be in that game or that Splinter will be in that game?
I think they will both be in
Shredder.
that game, but I think Shredder has
But
a
it-
better shot.
Yeah. If there was only one.
Shredder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Like
really
the old-
excited
old
about that
thing,
Donovan game, guys.
You
About
know,
what?
when you buy action figures, you need someone for the heroes to beat up. So
Yeah, I'm really, really excited about that Dodamu game, Shredder's Fury or Shredder's Revenge or whatever.
Oh yeah,
But-
yeah.
The new platform. I'm so fucking
Yeah,
excited
that game
about
looks
that one.
awesome.
I'm so excited. Anyway, after Project Eve looked good. It wasn't a Parasite Eve reboot or whatever, which is a bummer, but you know,
I know I
whatever.
want
It
that
looks,
so bad.
it looks cool. Square doesn't
would
give a
be
fuck about
so
our feelings.
cool.
No.
No.
They're not bringing back. They're not.
They're not
and
bringing
I
back
also didn't
Vagrant
get-
Story. They're not bringing back Final Fantasy Tactics.
Nope.
No.
And they're not bringing
And they're
back.
not bringing
They're
back
not bringing back
Parasite
Parasite Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sucks.
Yeah.
They're not bringing back Chrono Trigger either,
Yeah.
but or Chrono Cross, which I would also go for. Yeah. So after that, I thought it was Borderlands 3 DLC, but I think it's actually just a separate game.
It's a whole other game. Yeah. So
Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Yeah, this was teased at Gamescom, and
But
Jeff
Stallion made an
Keighley's thing.
appearance. So.
Yeah. But that was the
there's
first
that.
time we got gameplay of it.
Yeah, which I don't know. Borderlands 3 didn't burn me as bad as Kingdom Hearts 3 did, but it still burned me a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like
I'm
no
not in
matter
love
what
with
that game
Borderlands,
was, it was never going to be as good as you wanted it to be, though. Because, like, you played the balls off of Borderlands 2.
I platinumed Borderlands 2 3-4 times.
That's what I mean. Like, that's not...
Yeah.
Nothing's going to come close to that.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
PC, Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS3, PS4, Vita?
Yeah.
Are you like one of the only people in the world with the Vita trophy? I bet you are.
There's a very small... I looked this up one time. There's a very small...
Did you really?
I did.
I bet it's like you and like 5 other people.
It's
probably.
not many people.
I do have the platinum, I think, on Vita. Should we look this up on PSN profiles?
I am doing it right now.
Let me actually see if I have it. I feel like I have it. I might not, though.
Oh, you know what, though? Never mind. I'm wrong. It shares a trophy with PS3.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. It shares a
Okay.
platinum with PS3.
Oh, the Vita does?
The Vita one does,
Vita
yeah.
one
Because
does?
they were
That's weird.
they were cross-save.
That's like, but didn't most of the other games have like their own separate list? That seems weird.
They did, but there were a few that did this. They almost did this with Ratchet and Clank Into the Nexus, and then they just never put it on Vita. And so now, like, if you look at that trophy like data for that game, it says like PS3 Vita, and it like never released for that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Order percent.
It said 26% of people that played it had it.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
Platinum in 7 months, 3 days. Borderlands 2 on Vita. Yeah, I did it. I have it.
there you go.
2nd of August 2014 is when I got it.
God damn.
I played a shit ton of that game on Vita, guys.
I can tell.
I know you did.
I did. I played that game so many times. It was ridiculous. I might not have even moved my save to get that. I might have just done it again.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my goodness.
Because I'm a monster. and I played it several times in the Handsome Jack collection because I had that for both PS4 and Xbox One. And then my friend got it for me on Steam so that we could play together. My buddy that lives in Singapore.
Crazy.
But yeah, anyway, all of that. But yeah, it's Borderlands 3 adjacent Tiny Tina Wonderlands thing. I noticed, I thought, like, wait, these are a bunch of new characters. So I'm not sure exactly what this is, because I was looking at it the entire time thinking that it was DLC, and it's not. I need to go back and watch that again and like see. But anyway, it was followed up by something that I think looks pretty interesting, Forspoken, which I hadn't. People have been talking about this.
It's been at a few shows.
I didn't know that this was what they were talking about. People just said it, and that name just kind of slides off my brain.
Yeah.
Because Forspoken is like, it's a bad name for
It's a weird name. Yeah.
But I thought that the graphics looked pretty lackluster. But the gameplay looks pretty fun. And the like particle effects, like the water and then the water freezing. I was like, damn, this looks great. But the character models look really bad.
The voice acting is like some of the best I've heard in a long time. Like
it's
I know
good. Yeah, it's good.
The girl that's in that is from the new Charlie's Angels movie. But like it's just
I thought it was Janina Gavankar.
No.
Is it not?
No. But it's very
what was
like
she in? She was in something.
She was in Battlefront.
No. I mean, I literally looked up a game that was at the show, and it said that she was in it.
Oh, I don't know. I know she's in the Borderlands movie.
I thought it was
what your brain is doing. But
yeah, I was like, she hasn't really been in video games for a while because like she's doing a lot of television and stuff.
Yeah.
That might have been. It might have been the Borderlands movie. That might have been what it was.
Yeah.
Oh no, she was in something I got a press release about that I don't know if I can talk about.
There you go. But
I don't know.
She's
Anyway.
also, or they, it's also co-written by, or it's written by Gary Whitta and Amy Hennig. They like co-wrote it together apparently.
Weird.
Yeah.
Wait, Forspoken?
Yep.
Oh. I was like, what's Amy up to?
Yeah.
Apparently this.
Well, she was trying to do a bunch of VR stuff for a while, and then like never did anything with it, as far as I know, or at least nothing that's been announced.
Yeah, not that I've heard.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that game looks really cool. I think it has the potential
It's like a fish out of water story. Somebody gets pulled through a portal to like another world, and they've got like a magic bracelet that gives them a bunch of cool powers.
Like an isekai story.
It's like a what story?
Isekai. It's that Japanese genre where a normal person gets pulled into like a magical realm. It's usually like a young person. Called isekai.
I pulled up my Square Enix PR press release. Janina Gavankar is in this game. She voices the main character.
Oh. But does she like look like her, or do they just use a different model?
Performed and voiced by actress and musician Janina Gavankar.
Hey, look at this. Because I saw the other other trailer.
I knew it was that. I knew it was that, and I was like, maybe I'm wrong. No, I
wish all these pictures on Square Enix's site would actually show her face. It's all like her back.
Isn't there? Then what the hell game am I thinking of?
Yeah, I've got the press release right here.
I have Ella Bolinska as Frey Holland on IMDb,
that may be
who's in Charlie's Angels.
That may be outdated.
With her face in the trailer.
Yeah, it doesn't look like her.
I mean,
look like Janina at all.
This is in.
I don't know.
Oh wait, hold on. Okay, she might be the villain.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
I was like, I saw one picture of a character. I'm like, that does not look like Janina Gavankar.
Yeah, she's Tanta, the matriarch. Okay. It's worded weirdly in the
and this
press
was
release.
Also originally called Project Athia. I forgot about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought this was that game, but
whatever
I couldn't remember the name.
Whatever that means.
Yeah.
Project Athia. I mean, Athia is the world.
Got it.
So yeah. So there we go. That little mystery unraveled. But yeah, Forspoken looks pretty fun. Traversal looks really interesting. Which I mean, I thought about that the first time we saw it as Project Athia when we covered it. I forget what show that was at when we first talked about it.
That might have been the the PlayStation reveal when they showed that off for the first time. Question mark.
Oh, the PS5 reveal. Yeah, maybe.
It might have been that. Yeah.
That sounds right. Yeah. So then after that, we got Rainbow Six Extraction, which like I don't care about.
Keep going.
Alan Wake remastered, which looks terrible. The graphics in that game, in the remastered version of that game, look really bad.
Actually
is it really remastered, or is it just like ported to?
I think it's just a port.
Yeah. So.
I never played that game, but it like looking at
good.
it's like it looks like GTA 5.
Alan Wake's really good.
Game. I think the likelihood that I will ever play it is higher since it's linked to Control.
What if I told you? Hold on, let me confirm this before I finish the sentence.
So Brian, it's like it's cut into 5 episodes, and each episode's like 45 minutes to an hour long.
Yeah.
To play.
What if I told you it's only $30?
I mean, that's all the money that I have right now.
Right, well.
So probably not. But yeah, here's the thing. I already own Alan Wake. They gave it away on Epic Game Store. So I have Alan Wake and Alan Wake's American Nightmare.
Are they doing that thing for Steam owners? If you own it, you like get upgraded for free? Because I love when they do that.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't have it on Steam.
Oh, okay.
I only got it on that EGS.
I think I did.
But yeah, my thought is this game looked kind of boring. The graphics look pretty bad, and if I wanted to play a game connected to Control, I could just play Control again.
Yeah.
And honestly, I thought about this. If I wanted to play another Remedy game, I barely started Quantum Break. I could probably go back to that and have a really good time.
And I bet you it runs super well on the Series X now.
Yeah, and I have like I've got it. So smart delivery, baby.
Yeah.
Then bullet point 8. I am so sick of seeing Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
Everyone is. I should find it. Hold on. So
Matt wrote an article about it.
We
Matt
did a
Kim.
tweet this weekend about how everyone is so tired of that game.
I replied to Matt and was like, "You wrote an article about me? That's so nice. Do you want a spicy quote? Because I'll give you one."
How many likes
Like,
did this end up
stop.
with? 25,000 likes, which like never happens on an article for
Yeah.
for IGN. It's super funny.
Yeah, we're sick of it because guess what? When you say revamped controls and visuals and then show us that shit, we don't believe you.
Yeah. What's funny is like the comment section in that, and I agree with them. Like a lot of the people were just like, just split out online at this point. Like it's all people want. Like there's the number of people that are going back to play GTA 5 campaign on PS5 and like want like the next gen version.
Is like really, really low.
It has to be so low. Like it has to be.
It would literally be me, probably, and like.
But
2
you'll
other
never
people.
even do it. You
Yeah.
say
Because
you
I'm
want
like
it,
a
but
third.
like
I'm like a third of the way through the campaign or whatever.
yeah, but like you've never the game came out in what 2013, like.
But I didn't get it until like last year or the year before that.
All right.
When it was literally given to me for free
Yeah.
as part of my job.
Yeah.
Like to cover this game. So that's when I got it. So yeah, and it's just one of those situations where that is one of the highest points of like, I feel like I probably need to play more of this just to get what people are talking about and what they like. I will say,
You
I
don't need
do
to.
think the acting is great. The only thing I don't like about that game is the gameplay. I think it feels clunky as hell.
Yeah.
Which is like, if you don't
but
like
I feel
that, like what are you doing then? Like
Yeah,
why
why
even
bother?
But like to experience the story, I guess I could just watch like a let's play of it or like
yeah.
watch a recap or something.
You'd
Yeah.
probably
Maybe
enjoy
you
that
know what?
more than
Maybe
you
I'll
would.
just do that.
Yeah, like you'd probably enjoy it more than playing through, the 15 hours or whatever that game probably
That's
is.
just not a thing that I think of.
Yeah.
Like I need to do that. Like I don't watch let's play of games. I watch speed runs of games that I've already beaten, but like
Right.
I don't watch like full plays of games really.
Yeah.
That's just something that I kind of forget exists.
Yeah.
So you know what? Maybe I will do that. Maybe I'll do that, and then maybe I'll watch a let's play of Alan Wake, and we'll just get it out that way.
There you go.
Next game that was shown, Ghostwire Tokyo, which we've seen a couple of times. I think was also shown at the PS5 reveal event.
It was. I don't know about this game now, based off of what that trailer showed.
Wait, which one?
Ghostwire Tokyo.
Oh, I didn't see that. I mean, that got announced so long ago, right?
It did, yeah.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been shown in a while. Like that first trailer that they showed off, like it didn't really show much, but it seemed cool. This one, it seemed like it showed a little bit more of like what the gameplay is actually going to be. And it doesn't look like it's anything I want to play.
Yeah, it looks kind of weird.
It looks janky.
Yeah, it does.
Like
It does.
for,
The graphics, the graphics don't look. An interesting thing about this that I noticed is that the graphics on the first party games looked incredible, and the graphics on basically everything else looked really bad
Yeah.
to me.
Well, I think
at
a lot
least.
of third parties are still in that position where they're like, we don't know how many people are going to be getting next gen consoles over the next, 12 to 24 months. We need to have it available on both generations still. Like, I think we're still
Yeah.
a year out before they're like, okay, this
I
game,
mean-
like most stuff is like exclusive to next gen.
There's probably some of that, but there's also probably some of like when you're a first party studio, you
Well,
know
yeah.
exactly what you're designing for.
Yeah.
And so it's probably a little easier to squeeze as much out, right?
Yeah.
But then when you have to be like, it's on so many other things, it has to be optimized for all those
Has to be
things. So you
scalable.
can't, yeah. You can't make it
Yeah.
as crazy.
Like, unless you're a
So-
Plague Tale, which I don't understand how that game was made.
Which didn't look that crazy originally. It looks crazy now on Series X and PS5
Yeah.
for sure. But with I think it's got like volumetric lighting and God rays and stuff like that now, and it looks fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
That was actually the moment when I decided, yeah, maybe I'll just abandon my PC save and like boot it up on Xbox or PS5 and play it there because it looks and performs so much better.
Yeah.
Which is like wild, and I don't know why that's the case, but that's the case. Then they showed Guardians of the Galaxy, which looks fine, I guess. I don't know.
I think that game's gonna come out and actually surprise a lot of people. I like dunking on that game because I think Star-Lord's a fuckboy, but like I think that game has the potential to actually be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think that of all of the Marvel stuff, like the MCU and all that sort of stuff, the ones that I'm like the least interested in are Ant-Man, and like right after that is Guardians. Like I really don't care about the Guardians just kind of period. Even though I like Chris Pratt and I like Drax, like I like the individual characters, but I feel like the movies just kind of like don't do a lot for me.
Yeah.
And like I've read some of the comics, and like there was one comic that I read where like Venom was a member or Captain Marvel was hanging out with them, and I'm like, this is more interesting because I care more about those characters. But like even though I think that they have a lot of pathos, like I think that Gamora has a lot of pathos as a character. I think that like they're tragic figures, like, and I find that kind of interesting, but it like doesn't carry it as far as
I mean, it's a group of misfits. Like if you're not into that type of vibe, like you're
I just
probably
feel like
never
that
gonna
works.
them.
I just feel like that works so much better with characters like the X-Men or even with the Avengers. Like I relate way more to Steve Rogers as Captain America as like a misfit who then comes into his own. I just find that way better. Or like damaged goods like Tony Stark or something like
Right.
those characters just like speak more to me than the Guardians. And then like I don't really feel like the game looks that good visually. And now that we're into the PS5 and Series X generation a bit, like I'm ready to start being wowed. You know what I mean? Like not everything can do it. We've got our Toems, we've got our, these sorts of games that are like indie games that like they do something else. But like, if you're going to be a AAA game, like you got to kind of show me the goods, And actually the point that I have after that is so far the vast majority of these games look like PS4 or even PS3 games, which
I
like
mean, they don't
Alan
look like
Wake,
they don't look like
Alan-
PS3 games.
Because they probably were being made.
I mean, Alan Wake was a 360 game, which was
Well,
that generation.
yeah, that's
And GTA 5 was a
put
PS3 game.
those aside. Those legitimately were PS3 games.
But yeah, you get what I'm saying, like,
Sure.
But then we saw Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt, which is coming to PS5 in 2021.
Is that
Didn't give a release date.
they still haven't released 2, right? Because I know
Nope.
it got,
As far as
got
I
delayed.
understand, it got delayed, and then a bunch of stuff
Nope.
happened at that studio, didn't it?
Yeah.
Like
I don't know.
People got let go, or like there was like a whole bunch of stuff that happened there. If I remember,
There
correctly.
was some sort of a PR debacle.
Yeah,
I'm not really
like
sure
something
what happened.
kinda
I don't.
ugly.
Yeah, I
happened,
don't
think.
remember. I don't remember what happened. But yeah, I thought that looked okay. I'm not really jonesing for more Vampire, but we'll see. Could be good. Then after this, Deathloop, to which I put in parentheses, stop fucking showing this game, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
They were always going to though because it's just like
Comes
they
out
just
this
did
week.
the showcase and it's coming out.
Comes
so
out tonight.
like
Yeah.
they were definitely going to show that, but like I literally just like walked away and got a snack or something like.
Yeah.
And full disclosure, like IGN gave it a 10. A lot of sites are giving it 10s. I'm going to get it. I'm going to play it. Like, Arcane is tied at number 1 with Supergiant as my favorite games development studio. But like, there is such a thing as showing too much of a game, and we crossed that Rubicon like 3 trade shows ago.
I
You're-
canceled my pre-order for it because of that.
Did you really?
The thing you're expressing is the way I felt when we saw God of War like 3 E3s in a row. I'm like, just stop.
Yeah.
Just release it. Like I'm ready
Yeah.
for it, And
Yeah.
I feel like we're
I
gonna
feel the
get
same way about
that way with Ragnarok. We're gonna see it constantly, and it's like,
Yeah, I feel like they're
I've
gonna show
already
too
seen.
much. of
I've
that
already
game.
gotten. I've gotten to that point with Forbidden West, the next Horizon game, and
Yeah.
you know they're gonna show it like 17 more times before it comes out.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, which is just really infuriating. And then they're doing some sort of a Kid A Radiohead video game / museum installation thing.
Sure.
Did you guys see this?
I did.
Nope.
I couldn't process it, and then I moved on.
I don't know what it is. I don't care. I'm not a Radiohead fan. That's like Kid A is
Yeah.
literally one of my oldest friends' like favorite album of all time. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we got Chia, TCHIA, which is the like you possess animals, like you're a little
Alright.
kid.
Oh yeah. I did
Yeah.
see the trailer for that. I don't have any opinion on it.
Yeah, I don't either. I know some people are like really interested. I said looks okay. At least it's different.
Yeah, it
it's
did
not
look
like
different.
the other stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like the other stuff. It was kind of like
I was
like
surprised to
the-
see it at the showcase. Honestly, it was like
It was
felt
kind of like
very
the
out of
Kena
place.
Bridge of Spirits moment where it was
Yeah.
like, oh, this is different. You know,
Yeah.
that's cool. Then my holy shit moment. Like KOTOR was opened it with a holy shit. There were 2 holy shit moments in the showcase for me. One was when they announced KOTOR remake, and this a game by Insomniac, and it's Wolverine. They're
Yeah.
doing Marvel Wolverine, which second most popular. I don't know about now since the MCU has become a thing, but before that, second most popular character in the MCU after Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Or in the not MCU. Before the MCU, Spider-Man was the #1 most popular Marvel character, and I think comic book character ever. And Wolverine was the second most popular Marvel character.
Yeah.
And then Batman and Superman were DC's #1 and #2 respectively. But yeah, I just have under here, fuck yes, let's go, because I'm ready for it. Then after that, Gran Turismo 7, don't care. The
Yeah.
only racing game I'm going to be playing is Forza Horizon 5.
Did they date
the thing
that?
is though, Gran Turismo is like makes so much money, so
It
they're
does.
just gonna keep making more.
Does
of
it
them.
anymore?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. I think it was
It
at one
doesn't-
time Sony's like most
It doesn't review
profitable.
well anymore.
It doesn't-
It was like one of their most profitable IPs or whatever.
Yeah.
It was
doesn't.
God of War and Gran Turismo were 1 and 2.
It doesn't sell nearly what it used to because Forza kind of took its lunch.
Well, yeah,
but-
because you get a Forza game every year.
Yeah.
So-
Like they
And they're
annualize
fucking
that.
really good. They're
Yeah.
like 9s or 10s.
But I mean,
yeah.
Gran Turismo 6 came out.
I was in IGN at the time, so it had to have been like 2017.
Yeah.
I want to say, so like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Wait, is that
But anyway, then they did. I don't want to talk about Gran Turismo anymore.
That's fine.
'cause-
I'm just for my own
cares?
curiosity.
Then they announced, surprise, surprise, another Insomniac game, Marvel's Spider-Man 2. With
I mean, we knew.
we knew it was coming,
Yeah.
but coming 2023. Maybe a little bit later.
I
who
doubt
knows?
it. I
Um,
seriously doubt it.
But voiceover by my obvious interpretation of it is Kraven the Hunter,
Yes.
and then it cut to visuals of Venom, which is pretty exciting to have Venom and Kraven the Hunter. And if you played the first game, you know there's one villain that's definitely going to come back, and probably a different one as well. So, depending on one of the Venom Green Goblin theories that's going around,
yeah.
either we're looking at potentially 3 villains or 4, but who knows?
Well, I mean, as primary ones, right? I mean, how many? There were a number of villains in the original Spider-Man game.
There was 2. There was Vulture and Doc Ock.
And Shocker, and
Don't remember any of that.
right? Or am I making that at the prison? And Rhino.
Oh yeah, that was Rhino. Rhino was
They're in it briefly,
was
but like
recurring
they're in
was
it.
recurring in Miles. Yeah,
Yeah.
and he was in. I guess they put him away in the first. You put him away in the first one. Yeah, I guess there were more. They just
Like I
kinda
thought
seemed
all
like
of
Flash
Sinister
Japan.
6 was in it.
Is that how it ended?
Dude, I don't know. I played
Jesus
it
Christ,
once.
dude, it's been
It's
so
been
long.
so long
played
since
it
I played
once
that game.
so long
Anyway,
ago.
keep going. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, and then Miles had Tinkerer and Rhino, who shouldn't really be problems anymore. But the way that Spider-Man 1 ends makes you think that, you know...
Spoilers for this game.
Dr. Octopus might be a thing.
You ready? Mr. Negative,
2, yeah.
Kingpin, Shocker.
Mr. Negative, that was the dude. Okay,
That's
got it.
right.
Got it.
Shocker, Rhino, the
that.
Scorpion.
I feel like those all had like bit parts except for Mr. Negative.
Who's this?
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
Like
I
Mr.
remember
Negative was the main bad guy until the very end.
Vulture, Inner Demons. Yeah, that's it.
Sure.
And then
he
whoever
fought
the
Vulture
DLC
a couple of
people were.
times. Which, like, who cares?
Oh, and
Tombstone.
Tombstone.
Yeah,
That was the other one.
yeah. Who was actually one of the main villains in the DLC.
Yeah.
Which, like, the DLC was okay.
I didn't play
Miles
any
was
of it.
not great.
leagues better than the DLC.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's, I mean, come on.
And
Venom,
Taskmaster.
Hell yeah. Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
Harry dropped that in
Taskmaster was
chat.
he was the optional when you were going around getting collectibles, you had to fight Taskmaster,
I
which is
hated
cool.
those missions.
Didn't do them.
I got used to him, and then I kind of liked him. I didn't like him at first either. I was gonna bounce off, but then I got through it. And once I got my rhythm, I was good.
Yeah.
I beat that game, and then I went, cool, and then never touched it again.
Yeah, I mean, I got the platinum, and then it's like I don't need to
I'm good.
do this anymore.
Didn't even do that. Rolled credits,
Uh,
uninstalled.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. I don't really care about Kraven. I know a lot of people really like him. He's kind of seems like was like kind of a joke villain for a long time, and then like now I feel like a lot of people really like him. He's kind of gotten like a cult following.
Well, I think part
on
of
the
it too
Spider-Man
is like
villains thing.
he was supposed to have a movie like how many times and like be a movie villain,
Yeah.
and it hasn't happened, so people are just like, I want something.
Yeah.
You know.
I feel like also a couple of recent comics runs actually had him like pretty handily beat Spider-Man. So he's like one of the few, I feel like, villains that's actually like
put up a fight.
kind of cleaned the clock of the superhero.
Yeah.
I actually read a comic where he beat the shit out of Spider-Man. Like it wasn't close. Which is cool. I've been a huge Venom fan for a long time.
Yeah.
Ever since I was a kid. So I'm pretty excited about that. That's the thing that I'm pretty amped about. And then they showed God of War Ragnarok, which I'm really excited about. They said something very interesting about this, which depending on how you interpret what they said, either that this game is gearing up for the end of this saga, or this game is the end of this.
I thought they
particular
were saying
saga.
it is the end of the Norse,
Yeah, that's how
Saga.
I took it.
but also
Yeah.
they imply in the other one that the other like pantheons exist out there.
Yeah.
Because there was
Yeah.
some like I think Fafnir, they like imply that Fafnir had gone to other places and stuff like that. I think it was Fafnir. I don't remember, but
Yeah.
it's been
And
a
I mean,
while. I
because-
played that game once,
Because you
so
can,
I don't remember.
because you can go from the Greek pantheons area to the Norse pantheons area. It kind of just by doing that insinuates that those other gods exist.
Yeah.
You know, all that sort
That
of
you
stuff.
may
so.
encounter them.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm pretty excited about this. You know, Thor, thick boy Thor, Bee Hunt out there. You know, this is what peak performance looks like. But yeah, release date nowhere to be seen. You know, we will get it when we get it.
Yeah.
The next PlayStation exclusive is going to be Deathloop in a couple of hours, and then after that, it's probably going to be Horizon, and then probably God of War. You know, I'm not.
Look at
entirely
you
sure.
missing the most important announcement of the whole day.
What was
What?
that?
The Uncharted Legacy or whatever it is.
Oh Jesus
Yeah.
Christ!
Coming to PC.
The
I
Uncharted
was like,
4
whatever.
and Lost Legacy Collection.
That shows
coming
you
to
how
PC
little.
and PS5. And
Listen, I love.
It's
I love-
games you can already play on PS5.
yeah,
but
not at
I get-
60 FPS and HDR and
Listen, I get it. I love those games, but I could not care less.
yeah.
It's like I've played these games already. I'm okay.
I am like I'm pretty butthurt that it's a I mean I'll obviously buy it because I'm a scumbag, but like I'm pretty butthurt that
You didn't need to tell us that one, Chris.
they're charging for this update. Like it's I can't imagine.
It's Sony. It's
No,
PlayStation.
not even
Yes,
though.
they're
no,
charging for it.
not even.
Wait.
like Last of Us Part 2
so
didn't
the-
do it.
So for PS5, they're charging.
Yeah, so like
for it.
Last of Us Part 2
They
got a
tried
60
to make you
FPS
buy
update,
Horizon Forbidden West fucking twice.
and then people freaked out, and then they backed off because people are like,
If
I can't
they
even
freak
get a
out
PS5.
about this one, we'll see.
They won't
So.
because the game's been out for forever, and they've given away for free how many times on PS4?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's part of the PS Plus collection. Like, it's just it's a weird choice to make.
At this point, I figure they're probably like, people will buy it anyway, so we might as well.
Yeah.
We know Chris will buy it 12 times.
If it's $60, I won't buy it. I won't buy it at launch.
I refuse to even buy the friggin' Ghost of Tsushima one because
if it's $60, you will still buy it.
No, I won't.
I'm putting that out there.
Because I started to pre-order Horizon. This is before they did the whole like if you buy the PS4 when you get the upgrade. I started to buy Horizon the other day on PS5, and it was like $70 or $80, and I was like, you know what? No, I'm not doing it. Like, I'm just gonna wait and see what it looks like when it comes out, and I will go from there and figure it out. Because like,
wait for it.
I can't do this with every PS5 exclusive that comes out.
Nor should you.
Yeah.
You can't do what with it?
I can't buy everything day one. Like, especially if I am going to end up not liking it that much. And knowing in good conscience that a year or two from then, it'll be at least half the price, if not less. God of War was $10 like a year after it came out.
At some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with that too. Like, none of the Sony exclusive stuff has grabbed me like since the first time they released God of War. I guess. Like, I mean
2018 we were all very into that game.
Yeah. I mean I played Miles Morales and I liked it a lot. But it wasn't like it wasn't a revelation to me or anything.
No. It was just a good experience.
It's not new. It's a new Spider-Man game. Yeah.
I don't like Horizon, and I want to really like Horizon, but I don't. I
really hope Forbidden West is better.
Have any
not
of you
even
gone back
bothering.
and done Frozen Wilds?
No.
I haven't. If they do a PS5 like free update for it, I'll go back and try the DLC. But
they did.
Oh, they did.
They did. That's why
do you have to pay for it?
No,
because it's not native PS5 still.
No, but it's 60 FPS. Like it runs beautifully. Like
okay, all right, yeah, I'll try
back
it. I like installed it, I think, and then looked at it and was like, this still only says PS4. I'm not gonna do it.
No, I don't think they'll do a native port at this point. But that's what I mean. Like, it's just such a weird choice that they would do that with Uncharted.
People are gonna pay for it.
Especially because there's not.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I don't know if this is especially or it's actually a better idea but like, there's not an Uncharted game coming out. So like, if you were gonna do it with a game, do it for the first game, of which there's a new entry coming out. Fairly soon.
Or like do all of them. Like, why would you only do 4 and Lost Legacy? Now you're making my trophy list look messy. Like, who the fuck needs that? Not me.
I mean, they are the two most recent Uncharted games.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like, why wouldn't you like, did God of War get a PS5 treatment?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It did?
It has a 60 FPS patch.
And Horizon does too.
Yep.
And
Last
Bloodborne
of Us 2.
Doesn't.
And Last of Us
Bloodborne
1.
doesn't.
Still does not.
Which sucks because now you can play
Bluepoint's
every
that.
other.
Especially because everyone has been asking for that specific game for so long, and they still haven't done it, which is just like hilarious. And they keep doing.
It really sucks because you can
for these other games that no one's asked for.
You can play Dark Souls 1, Demon Souls, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, and you're going to be able to play Elden Ring at 60 frames, but you won't be able to play Bloodborne, arguably the best of all of those games, at 60 frames.
Days Gone got a 60 FPS patch, and Bloodborne didn't.
Yeah, and that game didn't get a sequel.
Yeah.
Like, approved, so.
So did Until Dawn.
I
can keep going.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sony been making bad decisions, but good games. Good games, bad decisions. Sony PlayStation.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, I left that off because that seemed like not news.
How dare you?
Tell me it's news.
I mean, it is, but
It
it's
is.
just not
It being on
exciting, really.
it being on PC is a big deal.
I mean, that's cool.
That's true. That's true.
But again,
Bring in some Uncharted, but again,
why not have
2 games that you have literally no context for whatsoever?
Yeah.
especially like Uncharted 4? Like, it's literally the
Mhm.
last one of like his story. Like, why
Dude,
wouldn't you
Lost
just include?
Legacy, they spent the entire game talking about characters that they
don't know who
don't
they
mention,
are.
don't show. You have no idea who they are. These are literally the 2 worst games to start with
The only
in
thing,
the entire series.
the only way that this makes sense is if they're remaking 1 through 3, and if they are, I will lose my fucking mind.
I doubt it. I bet they just were like, these will be easier to port.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, we could port the first 3, but they're all built on Cell, so it's going to take so much more work, right?
Because they already ported it to PS4.
PS4, yeah.
Like Bluepoint already did the work. Like, I don't understand this.
They didn't port it to PS5, which is different.
It's not.
If this was an Xbox game, I'd be like,
same architecture.
Yeah,
Doesn't
it's
matter.
x86, bruh.
Doesn't matter. You don't just click export,
I
you
know.
know, PS5 version.
I know.
It's I bet you there's some extra work they have to do, and they're just like, let's do the ones that look good. People who really care will just look up the thing online or something, right? I bet they also just bet that most of the people who are going to buy it are people who've already played it, and they're just buying it again on
But
PC.
why would you do that? That's a dumbass decision.
Because you make money.
If you're
They
like,
just wanna
well,
make
these
money.
people probably already played it, let's sell them the thing they already bought.
Why not? You already made the thing.
How many times did you
Oh,
buy
why-
Dragon Ball Fighters?
Yeah,
It's not better, but that was to play it different places.
which already is
That's
like
the same thing.
No, it's
Stupid,
not the same
but-
thing because Uncharted is a single player fucking game. I'm talking
But you're
about
still playing it
with
on a
different
different.
people.
Oh, okay. I was like, you're still
I
playing it
bought
on a
it,
different
like-
console though.
I got it on Switch because that's where I reviewed it. I bought it on Xbox to play with friends on Xbox. I bought it on PC because it runs the best there. And I bought it day one on PS4 because that's where it was. Like, and when I bought it on PC, it was like fucking $12. So if this game is if this package on PC is $12, hell yeah. All right.
Yeah, I
But-
can't wait to see what they price this at. Like,
It's gonna be fucking 60 goddamn
it's
gonna
No,
be
dollars.
like
60
It's gonna be like 40 at the bare minimum.
if it's $50, that's too much.
It is going to be
bare
Chris,
minimum,
look at
it'll be
me-
as high as possible.
Look at me in my eyes and know that I am not lying to you. It will be 60 goddamn dollars minimum.
There's
It's 2 games.
way.
It's the 2 most recent games. It will be fucking $60.
You know what, Brian? I'm with you. I think you might actually be right.
I'm definitely right.
In another world, I'd have been like 40, you know.
is-
I think 40 is
It
the
is-
smart choice.
It is, but when have they been making smart choices? It is PlayStation. They are the
last gen.
two-
He got
They
you.
are-
Last gen, they made smart choices.
Yeah, last
Yes.
gen.
It has been literally
This
years
is
since the last smart move they've made.
This is a new old Sony.
I know.
Yes. We are back in the new dark ages.
Yeah, we're back, baby.
I did not miss it.
No, it sucks.
No one did.
Yeah.
They're gonna.
It sucks.
I think Brian might be right. I think this thing might be $60 because because they can.
Let me
I
check.
bet you
I don't.
they'll do like market research and be like, yeah, you know, so some amount of people will not, or less people will buy it, but because it's $60, the amount of people that will buy it, the profit goes up. They're gonna put it wherever it's gonna be most profitable.
I don't even
That's
think it's on like
end of the day.
GameStop site or anything yet. Like any. I don't think anybody
Nope.
even has a placeholder for it yet.
Probably
Mark
not.
this down. Mark my words. It will be $60. Or it will be more than $60.
Game Rant has hold on. Game Rant has an article. The headline is "Why the Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection is an absolute steal." Why?
Yeah, why though?
Why?
Are they assuming that it'll be like $30? Because there's no way.
The Uncharted Legacy
Why
of Thieves
these
Collection
two
includes
games you
the
can
2
get
best
through
Uncharted
fucking
games.
PS
That is
Plus.
just false.
That is that is a goddamn lie.
Yeah. That is
I could
false.
see it. I could see it if they were like, it's one of the best games in the series, or one of these games is the best one in the series.
All
I
of
could
them are
see the-
good. So
I can
like,
see
you know,
the argument for Uncharted 4 being the best in the series. Lost Legacy is not.
I like Lost Legacy, but
It's in the top half.
Yeah.
It is not number 2.
2 I feel
When's
like is the
When's the last
best
time you
one,
played Lost
but
Legacy?
1
I
is still
played
my
Lost
favorite.
Legacy the most recently of all of those games,
Which was how many years ago?
which was like a couple of months ago, or it's definitely within the last year.
Yeah, it was pretty recent.
Really?
So I remember he talked about it on the show.
And I talked about it on the show, and I talked about the fact that
It came out in 2017.
I played it significantly after it came out.
Okay, I played it last year.
I think I also played it last year.
Okay.
Actually, hold on. Let me pull up GG and games I played in 2020.
I liked that game a lot more the second time because I did not care for it much at all the first time I played it.
I thought it was fine the first time.
Like the second time I played it,
I don't know that I would
really
ever play it
good game.
again, but
Actually, I can do this by pulling up on PSN profiles. I can see when I got
Anyway.
that sort of stuff.
This guy's basically it is. This guy's basically going on about the potential of how great these games will run because they look so incredible and they've never been on PC before and 60 FPS and blah blah blah.
I mean, sure.
July 2020 is when I played it.
Wow.
Yes, that wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. I didn't realize you played it right before I did.
I mean, over a year ago, but still.
No,
it's
but
not
still.
super long. Still not super long.
Anyway.
I enjoyed it. It had some problems. So
If you don't know where to
Anyway.
go when you're driving around, it's very frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forgot all about that.
My biggest problem is that the voice acting is problematic.
Oh, yes. We did talk about that.
Yes,
I forgot
we
about
did,
that.
and I found it.
Oh,
Laura
with
Bailey.
yeah.
I found it very uncomfortable,
Yeah.
and it
It's also
was
not.
not.
Yeah, it's also not good. Like
Yeah.
her accent
And
is like all over the place.
And it was like
There are
it was
two
like
main
in the
characters,
midst
and
of all
one
that
them,
whole
yes.
conversation, and they just were like, it'll be fine. It's like,
Yeah.
Out of the two main characters in the game, one of them, the voice acting is bad. It is a bad English accent, and it's like a bad English, like South African accent, like hybrid, and it is a minority with a white person cast voicing them.
Yeah.
And also doing the accent bad.
And the other
not good.
character is Indian, played by a white woman,
Yeah.
which also isn't great.
I actually didn't know that.
Yes. Claudia
Yeah.
Black
Yeah.
is white.
But she's very good.
She is.
She's very
she
good.
is.
So
I mean, so is Laura Bailey, but like,
But like
just-
she is, but that
decision
accent
is
is
representation
not good.
matters.
Yes.
it was not a good decision.
Yeah. So for those reasons,
Yeah. No, I
I
get
was
it. I get
uncomfortable.
That. I
Yeah.
get that.
it's got issues. I had fun with it, but
Yeah.
it's got issues.
Anyway.
But anyway, that's what we had to say. So overall, I think I'm excited to play Deathloop. I'm excited to play Marvel Wolverine and Spider-Man 2 and God of War Ragnarok and maybe the KOTOR remake. I need to see gameplay actually.
I mean, I'll play it, but I'm super curious about what they'll do to it.
If it looks like more of the same, I might not play it, but we'll see.
I seriously doubt it. They would
No,
be
they
shooting
have
themselves
to.
in the foot
They
so
have to
hard.
change it drastically.
They even said they're building it from the ground up.
You have
so
to.
You
I
have
mean,
to. You have to
that's
update
great,
it.
but it's like if they modernized, I'll give you an example, FF7R. If they modernized that and made it feel like Final Fantasy 15, I would not have played it. But they made it way better than that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
I
you
get
can
what you're
modernize
saying.
something and it still be shit. So
Sure.
I'll wait to see what it looks like. Hopefully, I want to play it. I want to play Knights of the Old Republic again because that was a really fun game, and it still, as you said, it has one of the best twists in gaming, I think.
It does.
But anyway, that's all we got. We've gone significantly over time, but But it was a very event-filled episode. So let's wrap on up and get out of here. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and people of all kinds, for checking out episode 195 of the Platformers. If you got stuff that you want to talk to us about, you can visit all of us corporately at Platformers Pod on Twitter, and also on Twitch, where we stream this every week, and on YouTube. All of those are, Twitter.com, Twitch.com, and YouTube.com/PlatformersPod. And you can find me individually at Ribnax on pretty much all the places, RIBNAX. And if you want to check out the music that I'm making with my band, you can check out Spotify and look up Long Live the Lights. Our new single is called Sirens, and it's really good. And I've been practicing and writing some new drum beats for it because we're going to be playing a show. Maybe. We'll see. As of right now, they're requiring vaccination cards for the people playing the show. I don't know if they're going to do that for people attending. But anyway, I'm looking forward to the date sometime in the future when I will be playing live shows and live music once again, because I've been having a real blast writing new songs and practicing and get my drum chops up, inventing new sweet beats for all of you.
Them sweet beats.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Excuse me. I'm like choking on my own spit.
Oh God.
You can find me on Twitter at the Jawa Josh. I don't tweet that much, but if you'd like to see all the cool video essay stuff I'm working on, you can go to youtube.com/mediaismythic.
You can find me on Twitter at Shrives93. I also haven't been tweeting much unless I'm very angry. It's usually how it goes. I may have some N64 mod pictures coming up. I managed to get my hands on an HDMI mod for an N64. I have to solder all that together. Hopefully this week. I don't know if I'll be able to. It's my bachelor party this weekend. Yeah, if you have any recommendations for old 3D platforming games, that seems to be my jam lately, and that's like all I've been doing. Because when I play anything else, I tend to not like it. What's up, A Plague Tale? Which we did not get into, and we will next week or sometime in the near future. That's it.
Sick.
Cool. Well, as we said, you can find us at all those places. You can watch us stream live on Twitch and all that sort of stuff. Review the podcast and share it with friends, family, loved ones, sworn enemies, whoever, But from everybody here, I'm just going to go ahead and speak for everybody here when I say that we appreciate you listening to our show, and we hope that you stay safe out there and have a wonderful week. Because until next time, we are out.
Harry, good job on getting your platinum trophy at Toem. I'm so proud of you.
Oh.